Yeah.
You can use super glue as your resin.
So carbon fibre, really, this is incredible news for me.
So I was looking at that thread there, and what you do is you, as you're wrapping you just get a little bit of fibre, wrap it around the thread.
Yeah.
Oh no, you'll have to put wax over the thread
Yeah,
because you don't want it to stick. And then you soak it with super glue, and then you wrap a bit more and soak it. It's pretty messy, and you have to make sure you take off the excess.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the excess comes off, it goes hard.
Can you pick up the quadcopter and just put it into frame? So what you're saying, Christian, is on this quadcopter we've missed this nut here is lost, and so if we put wax over the thread, then we get super glue and we use a carbon fibre thread, we can actually make ourselves a wing nut.
A wing nut might be made. You could even use fiberglass.
Yeah, but I quite like carbon fibre with super glue.
Funny thing with carbon fibre, it's not all. You need to use less of it because it's stronger. So in some ways, it's more practical than fiberglass. Yeah. And it's not just fancier. It's,
no.
You can use a lot less, and it's hard. It's won't crack.
There's a honey judge, a world honey judge, and she was in Tokoroa visiting her vet daughter. She rides around on a really nice Ducati motorcycle, like one of those Sportster size, and she just done 2 months in the South Island riding it. Right, she came down this drive. It was metal. Put the brake on, the front slid out, and it fell, and it cracked all the oil pissed out of the motor. And my mate, who's an old guy, Robin Atkins, he then went and came in with his little van to take it back down to the workshop. So we got back down there. He said, "Right, I don't know how to fix this." It turned out it's going to be $1,600 in 8 weeks from Italy for the new part to come. So we shot off down and we got the super glue with like glass grains, like you have hours through the hourglass, like sand. And then what you do is we formed it and we just stripped the super glue on, then you pour that stuff on, then a bit more super glue and then more of that stuff, and we actually built up a patch. And she rode it all the way back to Auckland with it, and so basically she could ride the bike until the 8 weeks, and this stuff set. So when you're talking about the fibres,
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, but it's much stronger because it's the fibres. See, I'm very excited about this.
Yeah, and it's hard to do big stuff.
But here I am.
Small stuff like that.
Grounded. I can't fly this thing. I can't use it for what I need to do just because I'm missing a nut.
It's probably something you need to practice. Like if you get I was practicing making a tube.
Yeah.
So I was just wrapping a pencil.
Yeah.
In the stuff and seeing how long it took to dry and how messy it was. You have to wear gloves,
Well, I tried to tune my guitar at the. My dad was down. He had his Christmas dinner at our house, and I tuned the guitar and he passed it to me, and I sort of tuned it and it snapped above the thing, and there was no way we could tie the string back together because that was the only string we had. But if we use your carbon fibre and super glue, we could have made an instant repair. I can see this carbon fibre and super glue thing really taking off, not only for quadcopters but for musicians.
I have to be careful recommending those sort of things on the guitar. It's a bit more tension. It's a nice little frame, isn't it?
So I'll hand you the camera and I'll quickly just go through the whole launch sequence.
Yeah, you want to have a few
nut snacks. If I choke on the nuts while we're flying and the plane ends up crash landing, gone, then it makes a good video hold with how full of nuts. This battery's got 11.3 in it, and this battery here is 11.3. So between the two of them, we should be able to get 5 or 10 minutes flying. So I've turned my receiver on. We've got 10.4 volts, which can go down to 9.6. So we've got plenty of power there. We got the old AXN floater. I've written BE on it because it's my new little buzzword for the summer school. We're here in Hamilton. It's I think it's the 31st today, isn't it, or 30th? Christian Martindale's on. Oh, Christian, do I have permission to use your video on YouTube.
Pictures of my children to sell your products?
Yeah, I know. We're gonna
Sure.
Okay, thanks for that. I don't know what you can see in there.
I don't see anything organic, so I assume you'll be fine this with your organic system connected to a controller which sends signals to the aircraft through electromagnetic impulses.
Yeah.
Not that.
This is a little it's a little battery, and it usually goes off at about 10.6. So when you're flying, especially on a low battery, it will make a noise in the air.
Oh, did you just shock yourself?
See that there? That's an ad to hold the canopy on, but someone warned me that it's cut like a knife. So that's quite sharp.
Carbon.
So I think this has to be on the ground because it gets an equilibrium.
Give yourself a shock with those batteries.
Yeah, these batteries could be used in able grade.
I mean, just straight off the points.
We could come up with an able grade adaptation of these batteries in able grade.
If they can discharge pretty quick. You could give yourself a good.
So what we're testing here is the rudder, propeller, and then, well, you can tell us what we're looking at now. What are we looking at, Christian?
These are the ailerons.
That one?
It's not ailerons, it's, what is it? What do you call these? Oh, that's the elevator, but you call...
So we'll start with the easy one.
Rudders.
What's this one? Propeller, rudder. Come on, you do the hard ones.
Fuselage. Thumbs.
Right. There was a top for this. Oh, here it is here. It's got a little neodymium magnet on the top there to hold that on, but like everything, it needs tape. We won't fly FPV today. So I think this is the most important way of doing it. You use your mouth, and then you hold it like this.
You've got a bit more power today.
So we're just in glide mode at the moment. And if it went down in those trees, then I'd go on that bushwalk to try and find it.